The National Hurricane Center has issued rare warnings of total structural failure.
And that's located Jamaica could be better for our.
When we were advised that Hurricane Melissa was coming, as an inhabitant of Jamaica, we sometimes takes it lightly.
A Category 5 storm, the first in the island's
until we
recorded
saw it took that sharp turn and headed towards Jamaica.
This is, by any measure, the most powerful hurricane ever to hit Jamaica.
I woke up, I saw the news and said, yeah, it's hit Jamaica and it's bad. This is gonna set Jamaica back a generation.
It has brought such an onslaught on us that we have never seen. People lost everything.
Already coming in of catastrophic damage, roads destroyed, communities
The building started to collapse. We proceed to run, we approached the hill, and there we would see many different zinc from haul boats had at buildings that was flying all about. At one point, my big boy would have said, "Mommy, what are we going to do? We don't have nowhere to live now, And I would be like, "Oh, come on, breathe easy, I'm here for you."
Authorities are warning of life-threatening flash floods and landslides across
We have
the island.
26 persons died as a result of the hurricane in St. Elizabeth alone. You want to cry. You feel so bad, every type of feeling run through your body,
My name is Sharika Anderson. I'm from the district of Bamboo, St. Anne. I'm a mother of 4 girls. During the storm, I lost my home. My kids asked me, what is happening? When are they going to get back a house? The girls were scared, they were crying. I didn't know what to tell them, I didn't know how to comfort them. I was frustrated, I didn't know what to do.
The house that my parents built and I was born and grew up in was completely damaged. And I knew that I have to do something.
As a representative, a lot of people was reaching out to me for assistance.
But the people could not help themselves. They didn't know what to do. They just sit down there, just pondering. And I could imagine a lot of them suffered from depression.
I'm Colin Moses, CEO of Wingwood Aid, which is a relief charity set up in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl to help Carriacou, Grenada, and Petit Martinique. The need's immense. You see people, women with babies, children of all ages, queuing up for clothes, food, toys, anything they can get. We thought, who's better placed to help in the immediate aftermath of a hurricane than we are? So we immediately decided that we would come to Jamaica and see what we could do.
It was like, okay, how do we do this? I took myself to Miami because I learned that shipping in Miami to Jamaica takes 2 days. The challenges that you get is how best can I fill the container with things that people need. I always said people will come with food. Food's not the only thing you need. We also need to think of recovery, like flashlights, chainsaws, hammers, because those are the essential items that they're gonna need that can go away, because as I said, when a hurricane comes, your whole house gets blown away. You want to buy 1,000 flashlights and they make it sound like, yeah, we've got 1,000, and you go there and they've only got 200. And when you get to Jamaica, you realize 200 was nothing, and you have to make a call.
What keeps me up at night is that we won't be able to get to everyone. It's very difficult to tell someone, no, we don't have any more, when there's clearly still a need.
The container was in the port. We were told by the port authority that it would take 2 weeks.
While we are trying to get these aid released, they are out there hungry. They're without clothing, bedding.
It weighs heavy. It feels like a race against time.
So I engaged some officials that I know. We did it in 3 days. Once we arrived and they saw us, their mood changed, their faces changed. They were happier. Somebody had come along that had noticed that they are there, that they existed.
It took us 2 days to get off. And then the challenge of the rain came. Oh, the rain was falling. I was driving past and I saw this old lady and old man sitting, and I walked out with a bag with food and 2 bottles of water. The old man said to me, "Man, it must be God that gave you my vision." And I came back with the 2 bottles of water and brought a case to him and say, "Blessings, man, God answer your prayers,
Mrs. Berry, I didn't forget you. I come in last time.
I think the moment that touched me yesterday is when we went to the disabled family home. One is a very disabled older woman and one is a woman in her 30s. When you got in there, the first thing is their pride. They both started to cover up their limbs so that I wouldn't see the deformities and the disabilities they have. But yet, there was a smile on their face. The first thing they said, "God bless you. Thank you for being there." And I still remember the younger woman sitting in the bed, looking at us and thinking, "You're God sent."
But when you finally get a container or items or things that you know can help, it evaporates. It feels like you're there for 2 minutes and everything goes, and not being able to help everybody, you don't even feel like you've made a difference. And so we wanted to do a second container. There was pressure of the second container from the fact that people were still in need, and there was personal pressure because it was Chief Curry.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Chief Richard Curry of the Okompong Maroons of Cockpit Country, Jamaica. We don't pay taxes on these lands. These lands are collectively owned and controlled by the Maroon people, and were never ever part of any colonial system whatsoever. So if you check it right across the Western Hemisphere, not many places can say this land has never been colonized.
There's a concrete structure right there. That's the foundation. The red part was the original foundation. The whole house was ripped apart. And that was full concrete. Full concrete. The storm was not partial at all.
With the second container, what we wanted to do was help the Maroons. They were affected greatly, and being sovereign land, they had to find personal financing. And so we offered finance to Chief Curry, and he was like, "We don't need the money, we need items." Machetes, chainsaws, winches, spades and shovels. It isn't just about giving, it's about restoring a person's independence. If a fisherman's lost a boat, how do we aid him to get back selling fish, feeding his family? That's what it's about.
I'm telling you, it was a journey. If you don't know the roads properly and how to maneuver and have people with machetes and saws to clear the way to get to the Maroons, it's challenging. But we made it, and we made it safely.
We were able to cut all these roads back down to the main so we could have accessibility. We have been able to provide assistance to 32 or 33 other communities.
Yes, man.
This is roots. Good for the body, good for the
Yes.
She was then exploded. So it's the pressure that builds up from the fermentation. It just went pow.
Yeah.
We're not here to save people. Jamaica is filled with really resilient people that we've already seen starting to build back their lives, build back their homes. We just want to help the people to help themselves, and that's why we're here.
You can see the progress that has been made for these people to rebuild their lives and give them hope that people out there cared about them and that they weren't forgotten. And that makes me feel happy.
When I think about 1 year from now, we're going to hit our new home. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to love it. I know for sure they're going to enjoy it.
We have been bent but not broken. that mindset has helped us as a collective to push through when there actually seems to be no way.
What surprised me is the resilience of these people. Some of them not giving up at all. Although they have suffered, they still are trying to help the individuals who are less fortunate than them.
There's a saying embedded in the words of a song. Dr. Bird is a cunning bird. That is the English formation. But we say Dr. Bud, a cunning bud, hard bud for dead. You lick him down, you pick him up, and bounce right back. It speaks of tenacity. It speaks of determination. It speaks of a will to survive. So that we too can maybe in the future turn around and help others in other countries and so on who would have suffered similar fate and struggles.
I hope people get to see there's love still exists in the world. I know there are still good peoples.
I want to thank each and every one of my brothers and sisters from other nations that, choose to help us to gain back our home. I want to thank you all so much, and I really do appreciate this wonderful gift. And it is the most precious gift I've ever gotten from anyone. And I'm so grateful. And thank you for caring about us.